Hello and welcome to this free guitar course for beginners. The guitar has been around for hundreds of years, if not thousands. There's stringed instruments that go right the way back to antiquity. There are hundreds of variants of guitars, hundreds of different types of guitars and stringed instruments. In this course we're going to be concentrating on acoustic guitars and electric guitars. There's whole racks of different types of guitar out there. But if you're just wanting to learn how to play, we're going to stick with standard guitars and standard tuning. I'm going to just introduce you to the instruments. This is a classical or Spanish guitar. How can you tell it's a classical guitar or Spanish guitar? Is by the strings. These are nylon strings. The lower strings are wrapped in wire. So it's a nylon and it gives you a very nice, very pleasing sound. So that's a classical or Spanish guitar, but also, like I said, it could be used for folk and you can use it for blues and rock and roll. You can use it for anything you want, boogie woogie even. You can use it for any style of music you want, but this is most closely associated with classical or Spanish guitar when you see the nylon strings. And it's a travelling guitar because it's 20% smaller than a regular guitar, like this one. Okay, so that's the first type of guitar we'll be looking at. This is what most people think of when they think of a guitar. They think of an acoustic 6-string. This guitar is called a dreadnought or a jumbo because of its size, and it also is a lot louder than the previous guitar. This guitar is used by everybody. It's a general purpose guitar that's used by every genre, from classical, even though we said that the nylon strings are the classical, you can still play classical guitar with this guitar. So this is used by all genres. This is like the general purpose guitar of everybody, because you can play anything you like on this guitar. Okay, so that's an acoustic 6-string. This is an electric guitar, and the difference between this and the acoustic types of guitar is this needs amplification. So you have two pickups here, like microphones. These microphones are used to send a signal to an amplifier to boost the signal so you can actually hear it. If I play you something on this now, you may be able to hear that, but this is okay for practice. You can practice without plugging it in. But if you want to get some real volume out of it, then you have to plug it into an amplifier. So that's the 3 types of guitars that we're going to be looking at. And there's some others. I've got a 12-string there, and I've got another 6-string electric guitar Fender. I'll be introducing you to some other guitars as we go along. There's one other guitar that I haven't got here, which is a bass guitar, and that is usually, you'll see a guitar with 4 strings and a longer neck, and it will just have 4 thick strings. It goes along with the rhythm of the drums. Drums and bass, they always work together to give you the rhythm of the track that you're working on. The guitars I've shown you are the guitars I'm going to be working with. Okay, so we've got our guitars. Let's think about how we work with them. Let's start at the very beginning. How do you hold your guitar? Well, you'll see you've got these curves on the guitar, and these are for your legs. So you put it there like this, you can put it on your leg. And you'll see classical guitarists, they'll have a step that they step up on to bring it up to this position. Okay, we don't need to do that, but you've got it at this angle. It's designed to be played like this. And when I say play the guitar, look at how I'm holding it, just naturally, right? I'm not posing, I'm just naturally holding it. I think, this is my own opinion, but I don't think you actually play the guitar. I think you embrace it, because it is a very tactile thing. You kind of embrace it. Every time you pick it up, you like giving it a cuddle. That might sound controversial to some people, but that's what I think. I don't think you play a guitar at all. I think you embrace it. And the more you give it, the more it responds. That's just my view of it. I think we embrace guitars rather than just play them. Play them just seems very clinical. I think you embrace them, because look how you sit with it. This is how you're supposed to sit. This is how it's built. It's built to sit like this. Something that we need to get clear straight away, which confuses a lot of people for a very long time, is a string number and ordering. And if you take a bit of time now and just think about this, it will make a lot more sense in the future. So the string numbers go very simply from 1 to 6. Now you would think that this is simple, but then it gets complicated, because not only have they got numbers, they've also got names, letters. This string, the 6th string, is called the low E, even though it's at the top of the fretboard. It's called the low E. That causes a lot of confusion for people. It sounds like this. The 5th string is the A string. The 4th string is the D string. The 3rd string is the G string. 2nd string is the B string. 1st string is the E string again. Okay, so that's the 6 strings. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. E, A, D, G, B, E. That causes a lot of confusion for people. And then the other thing that causes the confusion, what I mentioned earlier on, this is the low string and this is the high string. So when people say top E, they think of the top E, where this is the top E. They mean top in terms of tone. Okay? So don't feel intimidated by the fact that it seems a bit confusing. It confuses a lot of people for a very long time. So don't worry, you're not alone in feeling a little bit confused. But this is an ancient system. Now you know the numbers and the names of these strings. The next stage is to tune it. So now if you go back on the video and you play those tones, you'll be able to tune your guitar to the right pitch. Okay? Just by turning these machine heads here. There are such devices as electronic tuners, and you can get an app for your phone that will help you tune the guitar. But personally, I think that you should learn to tune it by ear. Because who knows, the batteries might go flat in your phone or your tuner, and then how are you going to tune your guitar if you don't know how to do it? So a simple way to tune your guitar is to think of do, re, mi. If you've never heard of do, re, mi, it's a very, very old idea. It's a musical notation system. The word do is the letter C, re is D, and mi is E. So do, re, mi. Do, re, mi. Ah, that sounds more like it. Do, mi. My voice is terrible. Mi, mi, mi. Okay, so there's an E. Okay, so if you've got no electronic devices, no equipment, you can tune your guitar. So you've now got this one in E, mi, and then you can go to the 5th fret, pluck this one. If the 2nd string rings true to the 1st string, you know they're in tune. It's a little bit low, so I'll just tighten it up a bit. Perfect. And then you go to the G string. That's also a little bit low. We'll tighten that up a little bit. There. A little bit higher now, down a little bit. That's good. Now we go to the 4th string, D. Right, that needs to go up a little bit. And then the A string, or 5th string. That's perfect. And the E string. Now you can hear the difference there, right? Very low, so we need to come up. Half a tone is quite a way out. There we are. Getting there. Now, the important point is this. When you tune by ear, as you tune all the guitar together, you'll realise that as this tension gets stronger on the neck, it might throw out the other notes. So you have to go back and check it again. Okay, that's fine. Tuning guitar by ear is the most sensible thing to do, because you're getting the benefit of learning the tones of the guitar. The tuners and the electronic tuners are great. They're very, very handy if you're a gigging band and you want to get stuff done quick. But for someone learning the guitar, I think it's preferable to actually learn to tune it yourself by ear. And don't look at it as a frustration. Don't look at it as an irritation. Look at it as a learning experience. Every time you tune your guitar, you're tuning your ears. So it's a benefit to you. It's a benefit. If you're relying on technology to tune your guitar, what happens when the technology fails or the battery runs out? You need to train your ears. Plus the fact, if you train your ears by tuning, you'll start to find other things interesting around the place. Okay, so I think we covered a lot of ground there, and this will be the first video in the sequence of this new guitar course for beginners. Thank you for watching, I do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.